and welcome to this short video on Db2 administration tool. In this video, we're going to look at altering objects using the ALT command. So first off, we're going to find out the object we're going to be altering. In this case, we're altering the table called PK tab. And what we're going to do, we're going to add change the unique constraint on it and all the associated changes on it. So let's get the table up. PK tab is the one we want. Now, for simple changes, there is the AL command, but ALT is the preferred method of making the changes. So ALT, and here we go. We're shown this screen where we see the columns, the data types. What if you want to move table spaces, we can do it. Or the table up. So you can get to wherever you want, but we're concentrating on this unique constraint. So if I do put cursor on constraints and press enter, I have one constraint on this called int1. That's the one I want to change. So put an A for alter. And as you can see, here's the columns in there, very imaginative column names. But we can see here that the column sequence is the order of the primary key of the constraint, the primary key, sorry. And we want to add int3 to it. And we're going to put that in the third slot. So we'll hit enter. As you see there, the column sequence has now changed to add that extra column in. Now, if we do next, we can see that the change has been the constraint name, so the constraint has been modified. If I hit PS3 here, I go back to the other first screen. Now, I could go and make other changes, but in this case, it's only a short video, so we're just going to stick with this one. Hit next to start the generation. And I immediately get a warning that my primary index is required because I no longer match. So I add the object to my changes, and I go back and I can see it here. The primary index has been added. So now I can alter it. Here we go. So I've got the index, how it's laid out. I've got the column sequencing. So a bit like we did with the table, we'll just put a 3 in there, and you can see that the layout's now changed. The sequence has been added. So hit next. Before wanting to make more changes, keep going. So as you can see here, I've got the table altered. I've got the index has been added there, which I was told I needed to do. This is the screen, an optional screen. I prefer to show it, but what you can do here is change some of the analysis options, but the one that's important is to perform recovery analysis. So that will allow you to build a backout job as you are building the change job. So at the end of this, you'll have everything that you need to run the recovery. So hit enter. This is quite a change. It could be done online, but I want to generate a batch job. I'm just going to stick with these options. I fill these in. Once you put them in once, they keep going. So I'm going to generate this online. I'm going to generate it as one job, and I'm going to put it as a work statement library. So we've talked about work statements. We can actually go and see one now. So I get the warning. I'm just doing a DDL only change. I know it's going to be an alter. So let's continue. And I've used this this name before, addcol before, and it's just warning me about this. I'm going to delete and recreate them. And now I'm asked about where do I want to store the work statement list. I'm going to do it. So I'm going to go into video 6. And it's built. So that's it. So let's go and have a look at the work statement list, and I can jump straight into here, and I'll show you the whole library. These are all ones that I've run previously, but I want to have a look at video. Okay, so this is the work statement list that I've got. I can go and have a look at the statements in here. So this is what it's going to do. It's going to alter the table, drop the primary key. It's going to alter the index to add a column to it, and then it's going to put the constraint back there. I could have looked at that by doing a show, and I can see it in this format, and I can go into each individual line to have a look at it. I find it easier to do the edit, or let's run this. Again, I'm being warned. As you can see, we're just running the AFC in batch. We've got the same commands that we've just seen. So if I submit that, and it's finished. I'm still within the change, so it's going to warn me about coming out of it. I could have come out. Let's do a refresh. So this is the table. We can go and we can have a look at the primary key. There we go, three columns in there. And we can have a look at the columns within an index. And as you can see, that's all been changed. So a nice simple way of doing it. And it prompts you when you have to make another change because of the change that you're running with. That's how to make a change using the ALT command, which is my preferred way of doing things. You can do everything in ALT that you can do elsewhere. So I use that one all the time. We've looked briefly at work statement lists, and WSL will get you there each time. And the other thing I would mention about work statement lists, if I wanted to replay that change elsewhere, I could clone it. And what the clone will do, it will change depending on how you're doing things. We can use masking to change all the occurrences, let's say Tom D to Tom B and things like that. And I can change dataset names in case I'm doing unloads and reloads, because when I've done that generate of the jobs, what will happen is everything I need to make that change work will be there. So if I ask for data, I'd have all the utilities I need. I'll have all the data sets I need. But this is quite a way I can record the change once into a work statement list. I can now go in here and I can change it quite simply. So again, another good use of work statement lists. Well, thank you for listening, and there'll be more coming along. So that's how you make changes with ALT. Thank you.